It's the 2K Sports pregame show, brought to you by Kia.
This is the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, happy to be here with my friends, and I mean that, my buddies, my pals, Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the San Antonio Spurs. Checking out the Spurs, they lost their first matchup against these guys. This, their final game against them in the regular season, looking to finish with a split. And you take a look back at the Spurs, not just last season, but what they've been able to do for decades now. Shaq, are we witnessing one of the best stretches of any sports franchise?
Yes, I've been beaten by this team. I've beat this team. To have sustained success like the Spurs, it's rare, Ernie. I don't care what sport you're talking about. It started with one of my favorite players, the Admiral, and the young Tim Duncan, but now they're set up for the future. Sugar K. Leonard is the man in San Antonio.
Well, I'll tell you, we'll look back in 20 years if we're still alive at that time and just shake our heads wondering, how did they do it so long? I mean, this Spurs team is a franchise to model your franchise, not just in basketball. If you're a business, go to the Spurs seminar and you'll learn how to have a great business.
Well said. That does it for us. Kevin Harlan with the call, and we will see you later.
From suburban Detroit, we proudly bring you the Pistons at the Palace of Auburn Hills. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brett Perry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And it's another road game for the Spurs. And, of course, Jordan Hill, a new phase in his career, playing today as a Detroit Piston for the first time.
Man, that trade is something that has just electrified this entire fan base, the players, the people working for the organization. They think it may be that piece of the puzzle necessary to finally get this team over the hump.
We are nearly ready for the tip-off, but first, let's hear from our very own David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Well, the development of Kawhi Leonard and the addition of LaMarcus Aldridge have energized the vets on this team and extended the Spurs window. Tony Parker said, it definitely helps that Kawhi and LaMarcus are here and playing great. It makes me want to be here to help all the young guys. It's such a great family and such a great atmosphere that it makes you want to stay. Kevin?
Thanks, DA. The players who are part of that organization seem to want to stay in San Antonio. And with this much of the season in the books, you get the sense teams, Brent, are starting to view areas they need to address.
Yeah, this is always interesting, Kevin. If it's before the trade deadline, you may start looking around the league for players that might come in and get you poised for a playoff run by making a shift in your personnel.
And it's the Pistons to start out. And a look at the starters for San Antonio. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. And it's Gasol, and at the 5, roaming the paint. Now, here's Parker after the miss from Andre Drummond. And Tony Parker hits from deep. Parker's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. From 12 feet out, and that's good for 2.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
Parker kicks to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. Aldridge, no luck. On defense, the Spurs are coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And you know what? Exactly what had to be done in terms of winning on the road. Never allowed any momentum to build up against them. Kept the crowd out of the game. And for every punch they took, they had a counter.
Oh, and they also took a few jabs, too. But as prolific as their offense was, there was no way they were going to be outscored in that one.
Parker. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. One thing that Greg is often underappreciated about Pau Gasol is just how aware he is out on the floor, not only on the defensive end, how he'll help out, but also his vision as a passer on the offensive side.
Really, Kevin, one of the best passing bigs to ever play the game, and it's a part of why he's been the crux of so many offenses. Very good at identifying and exploiting a mismatch for himself or others. Never forces things on offense and always takes what the team's given.
And we're about a minute and a half into the first quarter. Feeds to Prez. And the layup is good. Dunk fans around the league rejoiced recently. It was announced Prez will be participating in the dunk contest this coming All-Star weekend.
And when you look at the build and the hops of Prez, you wonder just what he's going to pull out for the contest. I'm sure it's one that we will be talking about for a long time.
Now here is Harris after the miss from Pau Gasol. Prez dishes to Harris. And no good. Now San Antonio takes it the other way. Last time they met was in San Antonio.
Yeah, and their last time out against this club, turnovers really did them in. Just way too many mistakes.
Yeah, that had to have been #1 priority for the coaching staff coming into this one, limiting those turnovers and making sure they don't beat themselves this time.
Just 3 to shoot. And here's Leonard from 3. Good on the three-point shot. Leonard's got his first 3 points of the game.
It's become obvious to defenses around the league now. You can no longer give Kawhi any space on the perimeter.
Jackson passes to Prez. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line.
Greg Popovich of the Spurs, a 3-time Coach of the Year. Could have been many more times. And you can count the rings. No question, when it's all said and done, he'll be in the Hall of Fame and in the pantheon of legendary coaches.
Hey,
you think about Popovich retiring, he said he didn't think he'd finish out the entirety of his 5-year contract, which runs through 2019.
Yeah, we'll find out. I know Pop has always told the story that when Tim Duncan finishes his playing career, that Pop would finish his as well, because he doesn't want to suffer the consequences of not coaching Tim Duncan. But the Spurs have done a great job of restocking their team with LaMarcus Aldridge and the evolution of Kawhi Leonard. And maybe the old fellow will stick around a little bit more.
Now here's Green. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. It's blocked.
Love the intensity. Prez making his presence felt with his powerful shot blocking ability.
Man, that is not an easy shot right there. I mean, he had to get it off over a much taller defender.
And smart to do that on the perimeter rather than go inside.
Here's Parker. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Felt like he was just a wizard in that one, guys. Some of those passes were absolutely magical. It was fun to watch.
Now the Pistons with it. They're on a 12-4 run. Prez kicks to Drummond.
Well, with defense is so predicated on taking away threes and layups, the Spurs zigged while everyone else zagged. Got a bunch of mid-range shooters last season. It's a fail-safe strategy. They want three-pointers and layups, but if they can't get them, they've got the guys to knock down the in-between.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Pau Gasol. And he misses all 3. Spurs trail by 5. Passes it to Green. And it's sent back by Drummond. Parker outside. Dishes it to Leonard. Shoots a fader. It's rebounded by Prez. And talking about the Spurs' good mid-range shooters, for them, Brent, an open shot from that distance is a good look.
Well, I think Greg Popovich did a great job, Kevin, of assembling a roster of mid-range shooters who can be quite deadly there. So the offense is set up to find those shots with good...
Easy buckets now. Hustle up. We've talked about this, guys. We have to make Leonard earn it out there. They're going to keep riding his hot hand unless we can fix our perimeter D.
For a look now for San Antonio. Manu Ginobili's checked in for Green, and it's Mills in for Tony Parker. Ginobili kicks to Mills. There's the feed to Aldridge. And the wide open shot from Ginobili. Good, and Aldridge gets the assist.
Okay, Lefty, I see you. Vintage Ginobili there.
Detroit leading by 4. Prez with the screen for Jackson. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. San Antonio's gone 3 of 4 on three-pointers in the first quarter. Doing well from long range.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Well,
The Spurs have 3 future Hall of Famers. There's no doubt about it. And even with the acquisition of LaMarcus Aldridge, there's no question.
So it's San Antonio now. Next up for them, the Knicks, a road game in New York. Jackson and KCP are in the backcourt together. Prez out there with Bialitz, and it's Drummond in at the 5. That's the group for Detroit right now. Leonard draws the double. Here's Gasol. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. And Brett, you asked some people around the league. Kawhi Leonard has now thrust himself into the conversation for the league's best player.
That's pretty amazing. A Finals MVP and a Defensive Player of the Year before he ever made the All-Star game. Sometimes the fan recognition comes a lot slower when you're down there in the heart of Texas and San Antonio, but the numbers don't lie. His impact goes way beyond the box score.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sidelines.
Thank you, Kevin. Well, Prez in their last game against the Lakers put on a show. He finished with 27 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what became a great exhibition on his part. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it. And he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, Dave, thanks. Any chance we see him top that performance right here tonight?
You know, I can't imagine he'd be able to pull off that kind of an outing 2 games in a row. But, hey, that's what the truly great ones are capable of doing.
Yeah, I'm with Greg here. It could go either way, maybe a flip of the coin, whether he's exhausted or invigorated after that last performance. We'll see.
And the call will be against Prez. That's his first foul. San Antonio's gone to 3-point range 7 times tonight, knocked down 5 of them. Good looking screen by Gasol. And Leonard has it in the corner. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Parker. And it's 7 points for Kawhi Leonard.
Oh, great ball movement there.
Now here's Prez, defended by Gasol. Outside Jackson. He feeds it to Prez. Inside, clock at 6. And there it is for him. And the Pistons lead by 1.
What a feel for the game. Prez shredding the defense with his ability to find the open man.
Aldridge a screen. It's stolen by Prez. To the paint. Here's Caldwell Pope. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. As the NBA, Brent, becomes more and more of a skill game where versatility is so valuable, you certainly fit that description as a player. Do you like the way the game is going in that regard?
I do like it, Kevin, and I'll return a question to you and ask you if you think that the skills of the players are just more honed than they were maybe 25, 30 years ago because of their availability to these specialized coaches. This was not the way it was for that generation of players.
Excellent point, but have the rules even enhanced it more that players can show more of their skills now?
Yeah, there's no question about it that the league has tended to go towards being able to allow guys freedom of movement, off-ball movement. The flow of the game is much better. The three-point shot, as we've talked about at length, has opened up the floor, and you get to see the grace and athleticism of some of the game's best.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
Yeah, he picked up the ball clean. He has a sneaky court awareness that you have to be careful around. That time results in the steal.
Good, and Harris gets the assist. Now it's a 7-point Detroit lead.
He's the last guy on this team that you want to leave alone. Great look.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Shot to stop the run. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest.
The 3rd three-pointer in a row.
Pistons leading by 4. Caldwell Pope outside. Jackson dishes to Prez. Back to Jackson. Just 5 to shoot. There's the 3. Here's Prez. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for Johnson.
It's been surprising to me to see him take a little bit of a tumble lately in terms of what he's doing for them offensively. The points just haven't been there for him like they were a few months back. The defenses he's facing have adjusted to him, and he hasn't been able to make his own adjustments.
That free throw good from Prez.
Oh, and you can see why Prez is so respected. He does a little bit of everything for his squad.
Both free throws good from Prez. Spurs trail by 6. Here's Parker. They look to him for part of their offensive attack. Right now, he averages nearly 12 points a game. Outside Jackson. And Will Pope with a wide open look. No good from outside. For San Antonio, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Parker kicks to Gasol. Here's Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Caldwell Pope outside. To the paint. It's tipped. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now the pass to Aldridge. And stolen by Drummond. Jackson passes to Prez. Harris dishes to Prez. Prez finishing off the play with the dunk. He won't miss many of those.
And you can just see him psyching himself up after a play like that. Nice slam by Prez.
Now here's Parker. Here's the dish to Gasol. Aldridge a screen. Gasol wide open. He fires. And another basket for San Antonio.
Yeah, the assist by Parker, just brilliant. Really seeing his teammates out there.
Caldwell Pope kicks to Drummond. Here's Jackson. And that one's good. His second basket of 4, shooting 50%.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth, physical basketball, guys.
Parker dishes to Leonard. Back to Parker. He tries for 3. It's rebounded by Prez. Prez has got 4 rebounds in this game. He kicks it to Harris. The lead pushed to double digits. Harris has got his first points of the game.
And that's why Prez is so beloved right there, so skilled at setting up his guys.
Way to work, gentlemen. Let's go now. Hustle up.
Matchups aren't the best for his defense. I'm sure he's taking a long look right now at the bench to find some answers.
And the Pistons, an entirely new group now out there. That'll do it for the first half. Pistons ahead. They finish off the second quarter with a huge surge, an 18-7 run. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Contavious, you've been able to produce easily and efficiently in the first half. What's enabled you to keep it going?
I'm just moving on the offensive end and just finding an open spot. They turn their heads a lot, so I'm just trying to get to the open spot and then knock down a shot. Either I'm cutting to the back or I spot up for the 3.
Been on a roll so far. We'll see if you can keep it up. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
Keep it up, guys. We have some good momentum. Hey, this is what happens when we play our brand of basketball. They cannot stop us. Do not take your foot off the gas, gentlemen. This is our game. Come on.
Well, we're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third. We're seeing a tremendous game from Prez.
You just love it when the decision-making is as good as it was there in that first half. Didn't force anything.
Well, showed great discipline and only took good shots. So we'll see if he can keep that decision-making up here in the third.
Like that?
On the floor for San Antonio, Leonard and Aldridge, the two stars at the 3 and the 4. Parker and Green, the tried and tested backcourt. And it's Gasol in at the center position. For Detroit, they have made 5 of 10 free throw attempts, a lot of misses. Look at the way the game is played, Brent. Defensive versatility is so valuable.
Well, I love the fact that you can have defensive versatility and then also you can have defensive intellect. So if you have guys who can't shut somebody down, you can use that intellect to switch defenses and confuse offensive schemes that may come at you with a multiple-pronged attack.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be the next all-star big man in San Antonio, but he downplays any notion of him as a successor to Tim Duncan. He said no one is going to fill his shoes. There's no pressure, and I'm not trying to be him. Our games are different. I think a pretty good perspective, Kevin.
All he has to do is be himself, D.A. Thanks. Prez kicks to Drummond. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
A moment here to check out some numbers for Prez. His last 10 games have been exceptional, putting up about 18 points per, over 3.5 blocks and 10 rebounds. And I'm not sure he can play any better than he has. I mean, surprising a lot of people with this play here of late.
And he's good on the second. Here's Parker. He dishes it to Aldridge. Pass to Leonard. Parker kicks to Aldridge. Feeds it to Gasol. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 5 to shoot. Parker passes to Gasol. The shot that time, not on target. Good D by Drummond. Jackson dishes to Prez. Harris kicks to Jackson. Lets it fly. Rebound by Tony Parker. Spurs trail by 13. And the wide open shot from Green. And it's good on the assist by Parker. Parker's got assist number 5 here tonight. Down low. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Parker kicks to Gasol. Parker against Jackson.
Hey, Gasol.
Parker outside. Drops it in from 11 feet. Parker's got 7.
Yeah, the mid-range jump shot is just automatic for Parker, especially when he gets the room to fire.
Prez with the ball. He's up against Gasol. And they pick up 2. Jackson's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. Caldwell Pope passes to Prez. Takes it from 10. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. Spurs trail by 12.
And LaMarcus at 6'11" is capable of playing both the power forward spot and, as the league moves forward, the center position. He favors playing the 4, but that versatility was huge in the Spurs signing him and keeping him around, something every team would value.
Right around 3 minutes into the second half. Pass to Harris. Back to Jackson. Gasol with the steal. 3 on 3. Here's Leonard. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
That's the power and strength he brings. Kawhi able to absorb the contact. I'm not even sure he felt it and still knocks it down.
And you ask Greg Popovich's coach, he says he's never coached a player who improved as rapidly as Kawhi Leonard.
And that's saying a lot. Remember, Tim Duncan won the Finals MVP in his 2nd season playing alongside David Robinson. But by all accounts, Kawhi is just a tireless worker. You know, while he was at San Diego State, Kevin, he brought 2 lamps from home to the gymnasium because they wouldn't turn on the lights early enough for him to get his workouts in. Now, that's what I call a gym rat.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. Prez dishes to Drummond, plays it up and banks it in. 7 points in the game.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Parker kicks to Leonard. Leonard draws the double. Here's Parker, and it's sent back by Drummond. To the inside. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. Well, when you think of the great playmakers in league history, John Stockton per game averaged double-digit dimes. Think of this. For his career, 15,806 career assists. A record you knew right off would stand for a very long time.
And guys, you know, you look up point guard in the dictionary, and there's a nice little picture of John Stockton there. I mean, he is an unreal distributor. Controlled the game like no one ever has before or since. It's no coincidence that Utah never missed the playoffs in any of the 19 seasons that John Stockton was at the helm.
Pistons leading by 8. Outside Jackson. No one near Prez as he lets it go. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Jackson's got his 5th assist in this one.
Bring it in. Take a seat. I love the energy, fellas. I really do. But now we got to keep it up and stay focused. Just keep squeezing that orange juice, gentlemen.
It has to do with who you have on your team.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to say I'll be a platooning coach no matter who it is that I have, because your first 5 may be good and your second 5 may be like the guys I play open gym with, and you don't want those guys in the game. So I'm always in favor of keeping one of your main stars on the floor as a conduit and the guy who can keep the rhythm of the offense going, help guys out, establish some confidence, and then swapping those guys out. And then obviously in crunch time, you're putting your best 5 on the floor to go at another team. But a lot of coaches have differing views on that. I love the fact that you can platoon guys. I'm not liking the wholesale
5 for 5.
5 for 5 shift change. We won't do that.
Harris passes to Prez and finished off by Prez.
And Prez is the last guy you want to let get hot if you are the defense. When he's scoring like this, the D is in trouble. Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Jackson kicks to Smith, passes it to Prez. It's ball moving by Detroit, and it's Drummond with the jam.
A sharp pass to set up that high percentage shot in close.
The drive by Green. And here's Mills from the arc. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Mills has got his 3rd basket of the night.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those 3-point attempts.
Jackson dishes to Prez. Can't hit from in close.
That set had everything but the finish. You know, even though they missed that shot, they know they will convert that more times than not.
It's good. Anderson's got 4 points this quarter.
I love the ball movement there. He put that on a silver platter. Just served him up.
Prez with the ball. He's against Anderson. It's tipped. Outside Green from past the arc. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
And he's just living out beyond the arc right now. What a weapon to have on the floor.
Seems to be taking it on his shoulders aggressively to shrink this lead. They really needed those points.
Jackson passes to Prez. To the paint. 6 on the shot clock, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge.
Yeah, that's a super defensive play. If that gets through, no doubt they score.
Well, coaches always tell you, if you take a chance, you better get it.
Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for San Antonio. Ginobili comes in for Daniel Green. And the Spurs with possession. They're on a 10-2 run here, and Anderson gets it to go.
And while he's better known...
Get over here, guys. Hustle up. Let's talk. We talked about this, guys. You have to make Leonard earn it out there. He's orchestrating their entire offense from the outside. We have got to take away his drive. When he makes his move to the basket, I want us to slide over and bring the double team. Defense, fellas, defense. Come on now, let's go.
Lure comes in for Prez. Spurs trail by 3, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Detroit looking at who they've got. On the wings, Caldwell, Pope, and Harris. Andre Drummond is out there with Prez. And it's Jackson in at the 1. Shot clock at 5. Here's Lee. Prez with the rebound. And Brent, you talk about Mills' ability to pressure defensively. Very quick, and he gets a lot of steals.
Sometimes he can get caught gambling at times, can Patty, but on the whole, a very capable defender, a bit of a gnat out there, and a valuable player when you consider he went undrafted out of St. Mary's of Moraga.
Caldwell Pope outside. Prez kicks to Drummond. Inside, Prez. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
And how about the precision there of Prez, keeping his balance and getting the shot off despite the obvious contact.
Marcus Aldridge is checked in for the Spurs. And free throw good from Prez. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Right side, Gasol. Down low. It's good, and the Piston lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Leonard.
Just one of those insane nights for Leonard, putting on a one-man show offensively.
And here is Prez. Here's Drummond. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on LaMarcus Aldridge.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
And he makes the first. That one misses. And here are the Spurs. They're on a 16-6 run. Gasol, a screen on Jackson. Parker. Good D by Drummond.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
Got that one up quick. And the Pistons lead by 5. Fourth quarter of play, and we're about 2.5 minutes through it right now. Leonard kicks to Parker. Dishes it to Gasol. And there's the feed to Aldridge. Rebound, Detroit. Drummond's got 4 rebounds in this game. Jackson dishes to Drummond. Outside Jackson. Kicks it to Prez. But he gets it back. He feeds it to Drummond. Outside Jackson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Prez kicks to Jackson. Tries again, and again it's Tobias Harris.
Great job of rising up and drilling that shot over the defense. Big size advantage for mid-range.
Parker outside. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Leonard.
And he's coming up big here in the clutch.
And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call.
Yeah, pretty much unforced there on the bad pass. He has to just make better decisions on the delivery when he's getting it to his teammates.
Spurs trail by 5. Parker outside. Leonard draws the double. Parker passes to Aldridge, and the shot goes in.
Well, becoming more and more comfortable with the catch and shoot, Aldridge is now a threat every time they run that kind of play.
Harris outside. Back to Jackson. In the corner, it's Harris. To the middle, here's Prez. And the rejection by Leonard. Poked away, and that's out of bounds. Detroit will retain possession. The Spurs making a switch here. Green's checked in. Here's Jackson. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. For San Antonio, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And that'll be San Antonio as it goes out of bounds. Spurs retain possession. Here's Parker. Good, and the assist goes to Gasol. And it's now only a 1-point Piston lead. Detroit's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. It's Jackson with the drive. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Gasol a screen. Parker dishes to Gasol. Now the pass to Leonard. Gasol, a screen on Harris. No block shot, so the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. That's on Reggie Jackson.
Shooting fewer free throws as he's moved his game to the perimeter, Aldridge still has the capacity to force you to foul.
Good on both.
Well, he's come through for them at the line today, and you love having a big fella who's so capable on his free throw.
Jackson kicks to Harris. Now the dish to Prez. Back to Harris. Fires the 3. A rebound by the Spurs.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And Aldridge gets it to go on the assist from Green. And that's now 10 points for Aldridge.
Well, he wants the ball in the big moment. There you go. Aldridge shows he can put the team on his back if they need him.
Jackson has the open look, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And the Pistons lead by 1. Parker outside. Aldridge a screen. Pass to Green. Fires for 3. Detroit with the rebound. Prez has got rebound number 8 now on the night. To the paint. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Parker passes to Aldridge. Pulls it from 20. Doesn't go that time. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They've led by as many as 14 points. Feeds it to Caldwell Pope. Drummond dishes to Prez.
Well, that's just beautiful. Prez using his incredible body to draw contact on these interior shots. Has he been working out?
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Hey, get back. Get back on D, huh? Yep. Put the locks on.
Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
I mean, this is a battle-tested young player. Leonard's willing to put the team on his back when they really need a bucket.
And Drummond kicks to Prez. And finish up by Prez.
That's just what Prez does. When you need a huge basket, he jumps at the opportunity.
Parker kicks to Aldridge. Teardrop shot. And he sinks the layup. Aldridge has got 10 points in just the second half.
Well, he's made several All-NBA teams over the years, and this is just another reason why Aldridge, one of the coolest customers on the floor.
Jackson kicks to Prez. 6 to shoot. 18 feet out. Money!
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
That is showing a very steady hand with the pressure dialed to 2-11.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to
Listen, we cannot expect it to come easy at this stage in the game. He has 10 points in the paint. That cannot continue. We have got to take away his drive. When he makes his move to the basket, I want us to slide over and bring the double team. This is it. Let's execute and win this game.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Greg Popovich talk to his team. He said we've got to pick it up right here, right now. If we're going to win this game, we have to take control. This is the time. Kevin.
Huge shot by Parker there at a moment when his team needed one. A big-time player who welcomes any challenge that comes his way. Still a chance here, but they need to score.
And that goes for every possession. They can't come up empty at all anymore.
Caldwell Pope passes to Jackson. And stolen by Aldridge. On the wing, Green. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope to tie it up. Oh, off target. And so they foul intentionally.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
First free throw is good, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 4-point ball game.
And those could be daggers. That trip to the line puts this one out of reach.
San Antonio calls timeout. They're behind by 4. There's 10 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what do you think?
And a quick bucket and a foul is really the only option at this point.
Yeah, let's forget about how to foul and concern ourselves with who to foul.
They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. They trail by 4. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, pure desperation right now, Clark. You think there's enough time?
And now the go-to guy in these situations, Leonard can handle that kind of pressure in the big moment as well as anyone.
And the foul called on Pau Gasol. And so he's picked up his final foul. And he will sit for the rest of this game. The Spurs making a switch here. He hits the first one, and that will put them up by 2. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Huge free throws, bumps the lead up to 3, and now they simply have to guard against the 3-ball.
And so it's the Pistons who come out on top here. That was a fun night of basketball and fabulous finish as they continued to wait out until the very last moment to seal it.
And there are so many times when you see these tight games won at home, that advantage of having that crowd behind you oftentimes is the ultimate X factor.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this
Yo,
is
Steve.
Kevin Harlan.
What's going on, Prez? Ernie and the guys in the studio want to talk to you.
All right, let's get it.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thanks, Kev. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Prez.
Hey, Shaq here. Great night for you offensively. Did you feel you had a matchup advantage on this one? Did you feel he was barbecue chicken trying to guard you down there on the post?
Of course I did, Shaq. Come on, son.
Anytime I step onto the floor, there's at least one mismatch, man. If they want to double team me, that just means two of their guys are overmatched. That's just the kind of attention I demand because I'm a natural scorer at the highest level. Kind of like you almost were, man.
Well, thank you for the compliment, buddy. Love you, too.
Hey, enjoy your evening, all right?
And that'll wrap things up. Thank you for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, for Kenny the Jet Smith, for Kevin Harlan, wherever he might be, and for the rest of the 2K Sports crew, the best in the business. This is Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.